Hello everyone. In this video we are going to learn one of the most interesting and powerful command in our Linux command line journey. We are going to learn how to create and make our own commands ourselves. How cool is that? So remember that our Linux commands can be one of four different types. They can be either a shell script, or they can be a shell built-in command, or they can be an executable program, and finally they can be an alias. And remember that we said an alias can be used to define our own commands ourselves. So right now we are going to learn how to create and make our own commands using the almighty and powerful alias command. So before we do this, you have to know a couple of facts or a couple of things here. Every time, or the first thing that you do whenever you want to make a new command is you think of a name, right? It's like a baby. So every time a new couple they have a baby, they think of a name, right? So let's say that someone think of the name test. So you want to create your new command and you want to call it test. So before you actually go on and use this new name, you have to check whether the system already uses this name. So, and a very smart way to check for this is to use our command type. So I will say type test, and it tells me that test is an already shell built-in command, so I cannot use it. I have to think of another name that is not already used by the system, so I will use something like invent. So I would say type invent, and it tells me that invent is not found. So now I am able to use invent because it's not already used by the system. Okay, so once I figured out my new command name, I can go on and create my new command. So here is the general syntax on how to create a new command. So you have to use the command alias, then followed by your new command name, followed by an equal sign, and there is no white space here. You have to be careful with this. And then between double quotes, you can specify here whatever you want your command to do. So for example, I will call my command invent as we said. So invent equal between double quotes, I will tell it what to do. So every time I enter invent, I want it to change to my desktop. I wanted to make a directory called directory1. I wanted to make a file called file1. I want it also to show the date and the calendar, and that's it for now. So as you can see, I separated by every command I separate by a semicolon here, because we know that we can execute multiple commands on the same line if we just separate them by a semicolon. So here I take advantage of combining multiple commands on the same line. Okay, so now once I'm done, I just hit enter, and now here is the magic. If I type invent and hit enter, everything here will be executed. So let's see, invent. As you can see, it shows me the date, it shows me the calendar, and it already created directory1 and file1. Awesome. So yeah, this is one example of how to create a new command. Now let's think of another use. So imagine that like every day I open my work directory in the morning, and then I open my files directory, then I have a to-do directory, and then I have a list. Finally, I have a list here that I check regularly every day. It's like a to-do list. So for me as a system administrator, I have to check this list every day to see what I have to do. So I have to update the system, back up the system, add the users, remove users, and change permissions, etc. So every day it will be very tedious and time consuming to. So for example, let's see. So first I'll be at my home directory, right? So every day working on my terminal, of course, I have to go to the desktop, then I have to go to my work directory, then to my files, to my to-do, then finally I'm able to see my list. Okay, so as you can see, this is very time consuming. So instead I can make a command that will open my list with just one word. So for example, I want to create my command and I will call it open. So let's see if open is already used. Okay, open is already used by my system. So I'll think of another name. Let's say open file, and it tells me that open file is not found, so I can use open file. Actually, I will use another name. I will say to do. So to do is not found. Awesome. So now I can use my new command name to do to open my to-do list here, okay, with just one word. So it's very easy. All I need to do is just say alias to do equal without any spaces. Then I will change to my desktop. I will change to my or I can do this. I can say gedit and then my desktop, then my work, then my files, then my to-do, then my list. So right now, if I execute this, so right now if I say to do, it will open my list. As you can see, it's magic, guys. So it's very, very helpful. So instead of every day I wake up in the morning and then I have to go to work, or first I have to go to the desktop, I have to go to work, to go to files, to do, and then finally I'm able to open my list. So all these things are just saved when I say, so if I just say to do and hit enter, this just happened, right? So as you can see, you have like infinite possibilities for the benefits of being able to create a new command. So I will make another 2 or 3 videos on explaining the usefulness and the benefits of creating an alias command. But for now, I want you guys to practice with the alias commands. So yeah, that's it for this video. Ciao.